Hey guys, let's hit on a couple things that we could all hold as a common basis. And that is that we're particles, all the same. Every tree, every plant, every rock, everything is made up ultimately of the same particles. And these little particles have magical powers that can be in multiple places, can be in multiple time zones, can appear and disappear, can become solid matter or energy at the whim of who knows what. So those particles that are amassed into this body are actually vibrations and wavelengths, not so much even particles, but they appear as particles, and trees feel different than skin and all that sort of stuff. So there's properties, and so we can go ahead and just say, all right, so the particles are amassed in a certain order by some magic we don't understand. And we also know that you can see in an EKG machine, if you change the frequency a little bit, you can see auras, and you can see the chakras and the spinning orbs that they have at all the different chakras in your body. And that stuff is all old science. But we don't live our day with that being the accepted. So from that perspective of you being a ball of bouncing energy, liquid love, operated by an outside energy that is keeping it in its form and keeping it in its alive, okay? Anyone who's been in touch with their spirituality more than the average person has seen people die and seen the soul leave the body and seen souls moving around, and so we know there's this outside body of energy that amasses all these particles, and we know that's the way the particles would normally behave. We can change particles right now with our observation with our minds in the lab, so we know that it's the case. But the point I want to draw is, if you're an energy ball soul that's been traveling around the universe for eternity, and somehow you find yourself now as an energy ball controlling particles that's become a specific person on the planet at this time with a certain personality and a certain interest and dislikes and likes and preferences and abilities and all that type of stuff. And so you're here with this opportunity. This soul has gotten this opportunity and conjured up this body, and you're living in it. And what are we doing every day that would reflect that would say that that's true, and we understand that? We panic about how we're going to keep ourselves sustained and alive and taken care of, when it's like, well, how did all this happen? There's no taking care of that made me be born. There's no taking care of that created the complexity of this whole process of energy balls creating matter and all that stuff. And the fact that the vibration of the planet affects my vibration, and where the planet is in the universe affects its vibration, and that affects everything. And so here I am at this vibration on this planet at this time in this body created by this soul. And what am I doing? I'm just distracting myself from thinking about the awesomeness of that statement and worrying about whether someone outside of me is going to come and get me or make my life miserable or take advantage of me in some way. Or am I going to ever get enough of this and that I think is going to make me happy one day? If you've got any little bit of that going on, which everybody does, then there's reason to say, why not see how far we can push in the other direction? And say, you know what, I'm going to look at my soul as that subtle, quiet, guiding influence, like you're spending the day with a 3-year-old version of yourself. Your little 3-year-old self has desires. It doesn't need to have the world tell it you should and shouldn't do these and should do that and need to worry about this and worry about that. They want to get up, and they want to explore, and they want to grasp everything they see in front of them, based on one principle. Is this of interest? Then I'm going to pursue it and keep pushing until the world lets me pursue it. And if it's not of interest, I'm going to move away from it. And that's how you make your barometer, make your way through the world. You're supposed to have dislikes. and you're supposed to have likes. Just be aware of what's going on and be more in tune with yourself and slow it down. And if you just focus on your breath a little bit, you can feel that little 3-year-old version of yourself tugging. I think I want to get up right now. Or I think we should sit down. I think we've gone far enough. Let's sit down for a minute and catch our breath and determine if we're on the right path. So I think that's what my 3-year-old version has been wanting to do for the past year. And I've, like you guys, have felt that tug before, and I felt that times when I'm in sync with what my soul's desires are. And I feel like I wasn't aware of ever not being in sync, but now where I am, I look back and say, whew, I wasted a lot of years being busy trying to make sure I got something done. Like I say, you raise kids and that's a tough time and you want to abandon the ship there and all that. But I'm like, but this process of going within and finding that tug of your inner soul's desires, not someone that says, I've read something and someone said this is what your soul wants and this is what your body wants. No, that moment-to-moment little tug of, do I really have fear at this moment when I'm really in touch with myself? I don't think I do have that fear, and I don't have sadness, and I don't have all these things that I think are going to be so terrible if I don't go get whatever's supposed to be out there I'm supposed to be going and getting, or doing what I'm supposed to be doing to make everybody around you happy. It's like, be happy, be content, be aware of the perfection of everything around you, and not only will your life change, everyone around you will change. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say about that, says Forrest Gump. Anyway, love you guys. See ya. Out.